Warning, the 12-year soul transformation window has opened as Jupiter enters Cancer. Take these 8 sacred actions now. It's finally happening. Quietly, almost imperceptibly, the sky has shifted, and so has your destiny. A rare cosmic event is now unfolding. Jupiter has entered Cancer, and with it a 12-year reward cycle begins. This isn't just another astrological moment. It's the activation of something sacred, a reset long promised, long awaited. For many, it will feel like a sudden doorway opening in a place you never knew existed, a crack in the wall of ordinary life through which a different kind of light begins to shine. That feeling, it's not your imagination. You're remembering something your soul has always known. Jupiter, the planet of expansion. Blessings and spiritual insight returns now to water the seeds you planted 10 years ago. Whether you were conscious of it or not, these seeds are waking up, and they're ready to grow. Meanwhile, Cancer, the sign of emotional truth memory, soul contracts, and ancestral echoes, amplifies the depth of this moment. Together, Jupiter and Cancer form a portal of energy that won't open again for another 12 years. If you've been sensing vivid dreams, emotional surges, strange inner callings, or a rise in synchronicities, this is why. It's not just change, it's alignment, a soul-level invitation to step into the version of you that life has been preparing all along. The days ahead matter. The choices you make now will ripple across the next phase of your journey. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to align with this sacred timing and claim the rewards already encoded in your path. But before we go deeper, I ask you to do 3 things, not just to support the message, but to activate your intention in this field. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment 777 below to anchor this energy in your timeline. And if someone you care about might need this message, share it with them. Their spirit may be waiting for this very moment. Now take a breath. The door is open. Let's go deeper. This moment isn't just a phase. It's a calling, subtle yet undeniable. Without realizing it, we've been moving toward a turning point quietly unfolding beneath the surface. And now that moment has arrived. After 12 long years, Jupiter returns to Cancer, and with it comes more than just astrological significance. This is a portal, a powerful gateway for personal and spiritual awakening. Jupiter's energy reaches one of its highest expressions in Cancer, a sign deeply connected to emotion, memory, and soul lineage. This rare alignment brings key themes into focus: wisdom, emotional healing, inner grounding, reconnection with home, and rediscovering what family truly means. And while family may once have meant blood ties, more and more people are awakening to a deeper truth that real family is built on resonance, not DNA. It's about soul connections, shared journeys, frequencies that match. Many are now forming new families, not by birth, but by energy. Kindred spirits who've walked through similar awakenings, who see and understand each other beyond words. Jupiter's transit through Cancer offers the perfect energy to nurture those bonds, to heal past emotional fractures, and to realign with your spiritual family. But this is also a time to look back, to ask yourself, who was I 12 years ago? Where was I emotionally, spiritually, and mentally? What dreams was I carrying? These questions aren't just nostalgic, they are keys. The answers can illuminate how far you've come, what this cycle has taught you, and what it's preparing you for next. Because when Jupiter returns to the same sign after 12 years, it marks the restart of one of life's great evolutionary loops, a chance to integrate wisdom and consciously step into the next chapter. Jupiter is above all a teacher. It governs truth publishing, storytelling, sacred knowledge, and the sharing of wisdom across space and time. And in this moment, you are both the student and the author, revisiting the past, grounding in the present, and rewriting your future with clarity and purpose. As a result of this process, new opportunities may present themselves to educators, authors, publishers, and anybody else who possesses knowledge. This time period presents a wealth of chances for individuals who are interested in writing a book, beginning a project, or instructing anything. Your ability to share your expertise with a larger number of people will be facilitated by the universe, particularly if this change is occurring in the 9th house of your astrological chart. There is a connection between the water element and Cancer as well. It is the world of the soul, the language of the emotions, and the source of intuition. Water is the language of emotions. The tremendous voyage that Jupiter takes through the sign of water has the potential to heighten your intuitive abilities to an exceptional degree. Not only will you use your brains to navigate this new territory, but you will also use your emotions to do so. It is truly your spirit that is beginning to answer to a new call when you have minor inspirations, dreams, and startling realizations in your day-to-day life. Healing is another aspect of this time period. A spiritual buildup has occurred as a result of the global and personal upheavals that have occurred over the previous 5 years. It is now time to repair these wounds and reestablish the peace that has been lost within you. While Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer, it is one of the best times to provide both physical and emotional treatment to the patient. Compassion, nourishment care, reflecting on oneself, and self-care are all important. All of these topics are becoming increasingly important. It will be possible for you to make the most of the energy that this change brings you. If you make a particular space for yourself at home, spend some time meditating. Pay attention to your body and pay attention to your spirit. During this time period, the subject of home also becomes increasingly significant. Moving, organizing your home, enhancing the feeling of being at home, and the desire to spend more time at home are all things that may become more difficult. The home is more than just a physical location. It is also a place of refuge for the spirit. Consequently, the idea of home might be rethought for a good number of you. It is natural to have the desire to remain in a new location, in a new order, with more tranquility and less stimuli from the outside world. In addition, even relatively little alterations and restorations, as well as the presence of plants and well-lit areas within your home, have the potential to become tangible manifestations that enhance your spiritual energy. The vitality of motherhood is yet another topic that comes to the forefront during this time period. The relationship that an individual has with their mother, the connection that they have with their grandmother, or the story that they have with their female ancestors may once again come to the forefront. There is a possibility that issues with your mother, your interactions with her, and the procedures of forgiving or understanding her will become more intense. There is also the possibility that the maternal energy that you exude to other people will be put to the test. You may find yourself challenged with the degree to which you are protective and nurturing, whether it be toward your children, your spouse, or the spiritual group that you belong to. When Jupiter is in Cancer, the concept of belonging becomes more prevalent in the collective consciousness. This is in addition to all of the other factors. Having a sense of isolation is no longer desirable. People who share the same language, who have had the same sufferings, and who have the same aspiration to undergo the same metamorphosis start to join together. At this moment, the formation of spiritual tribes is taking place. Individuals that vibrate on the same frequency will start to attract one another over the course of the following year. Pay close attention to the persons you come into contact with during this time period. Perhaps you are embarking on a new spiritual adventure with them that will last for 12 years. It's possible that there are certain inquiries that have to be asked by you. But what exactly do I require? Where can I go to feel secure? Which of my connections are allowing me to grow and which are preventing me from doing so? Could you please tell me which way the sound of my heart is flowing? As you progress through this cycle, the answers to these questions will lead you to the center of your spirituality. There is a possibility that when Jupiter is in Cancer, it will bring about increased sensitivity. Emotions are deepening, sensitivity is growing, and certain problems may appear to be looming enormous in your view. However, you should not be alarmed by this, mainly due to the fact that everything that takes place during this time period is aimed at eliminating the old scars that you have within you and establishing you on a more solid emotional basis. In reality, this sensitivity is a sign that one is gradually awakening. The intensification of your feelings indicates that your intuitive abilities are also getting more developed. Returning to the past for a second time is another thing that can be useful. What were you doing 12 years ago? Within your heart, what were the intentions that you carried? You have the opportunity to finish things that were left unfinished at that time throughout this time frame. Perhaps an old proverb comes to mind in your soul. The energy of the past might be reawakened through the power of a dream, a voice, or a word. The commencement of this cycle is not simply a fresh start. When a contract is sealed, it indicates that it is ready to be completed. With that being said, the transition of Jupiter into Cancer on June 9, 2025 is not simply a transformation for an individual, but also a transition for the entire group. Within the realm of astrology, the 0-degree cardinal signs, which include Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, are commonly referred to as the world axis. These degrees denote times when individual experiences have a significant impact on a public, social, or global stage, and when events become apparent on a wide scale. The middle of June is transformed into a transformation node in the awareness of the entire world as a result of the simultaneous activity of Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune on this axis during this period. Between the 9th and the 20th of June, Jupiter will continue to be located on this axis, and during this time, it will make a square aspect with the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune. When Truth Saturn and Illusion Neptune come into contact with one another, this connection opens up an energy gateway. Jupiter, the planet of belief, is put to the test, and the structures that lay hidden behind invisible veils are revealed. The media, the flow of information, social values, and global systems may all be subjected to a substantial amount of scrutiny during this time period. The major spiritual test that will be posed by this cycle will be the confrontation with reality. However, this transformation is not without its own unique shadows. While Jupiter is exalted in Cancer when it acts out of balance, it may trigger themes such as emotional dependency, overprotectiveness, fixation on the past, and clinging to romanticized memories. These themes may be triggered even if Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. When it comes to relationships, it is possible for some patterns to reappear, such as the inability to let go, the continued holding of something from the past, or the feeling of being emotionally taxed. If there is a relationship, memory, or circumstance that you are still clinging to that is preventing you from moving forward in this cycle, this phase may be an essential moment for you to confront it and liberate yourself from its grasp. As soon as you become aware of this, the next step is to direct your attention toward the positive qualities that Jupiter symbolizes. High vibration doors to this transition include spiritual development, teaching, and learning knowledge, empathy, and intuition. These are the gateways to this transformation. To navigate this process in a healthy manner, it is important to avoid becoming overwhelmed by emotions, to act with emotional awareness, and to move ahead by learning from the past rather than getting caught in it. These are the keys to navigating this process. The meaning of every feeling is communicated. As long as you manage to keep your mind calm, you will be able to hear these messages more clearly while Jupiter is in the sign of Cancer. Connecting with one's ancestors' roots and ancestry is another important aspect of this historical period. It is possible that energy fields associated with your mother, as well as those associated with your grandmother, the memories of your great-grandmother, and other female figures found in your family tree will become active. It is possible for some individuals to undergo internal transformations, notably through the archetype of motherhood. It is possible that for some of us, this is a process that involves having children or gaining a deeper awareness of the role that motherhood plays. For some people, this may be the moment to come to terms with the fact that they have an inner mother and to practice compassion toward themselves. Within the framework of this discussion, the protective yet very intuitive quality of Cancer encourages you to look not only forth, but also yourself. Returning to the past for a second time is another thing that can be useful. What were you doing 12 years ago? Within your heart, what were the intentions that you carried? During this time period, you will have the opportunity to finish the items that you started but did not finish at that time. Perhaps an old proverb comes to mind in your soul. The power of the past can be reawakened through the power of a dream, a voice, or a word. This iteration is not only a fresh start, rather it is the finalization of a contract that is currently pending completion. You may hear voices from both the past and the future at the same time when you are in the emotional domain of Cancer, which is a sign that bends time. Additionally, this transformation is characterized by linkages to sacred sites and ancestral history, which are not visible to the naked eye. It is possible that the cycle of Jupiter in Cancer will lead us to sacred locations, ancient knowledge healing techniques, and the ancient mysteries of our family ancestry. Awakening is the vitality that our ancestors once possessed. Possibly their unfinished stories are beginning to come to life within you, and they are ready to be finished. During this time, engaging in activities such as connecting with letters or things from the past, conducting genealogy research, and looking through family albums can all lead to the opening of very profound spiritual doors. If you allow Jupiter's exalted cycle to serve as your guide, you will not only go through a change in astrology, but you will also go through an expansion of your own consciousness. Additionally, keep in mind that this is not only about you. This vibration is also planting the seeds in the collective consciousness of a new awareness in a world that is more compassionate against those who are less fortunate. The urge to re-establish a connection with the conventional and the old may also become more intense as a result of this cycle. Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, is intricately connected to the moon's cyclical nature and the old wisdom it possesses. This time of year may bring about an increase in interest in ways of living that are in accordance with the lunar cycles. There is a possibility that certain trends such as biodynamic farming, ancient calendars, working with medicinal herbs, and listening to the wisdom of primeval people will gather momentum. Our capacity to live in harmony with nature is enhanced by the moon's wisdom, which encourages us to act on our inner intuition and engaging in cyclical thought. These are the kinds of insights that the modern world has forgotten, and now is the time to recall them. Particularly at this time period, the traditional traditions of indigenous peoples have the potential to serve as a spiritual compass for large numbers of people. With that being said, this old knowledge is not only concealed on land, but it is also concealed in the depths of the oceans. Because Jupiter is currently in Cancer, our connection with all beings related with the water element is strengthened more than ever before. Animals that live in the ocean, such as whales, dolphins, and sea turtles, have the potential to increase their visibility in the collective consciousness as loving beings with a high frequency. It is possible that the wisdom that they hold, which is secret but strong, is the key to the spiritual progress of humanity. It is possible that growing sensitivity to the consciousness of these species and establishing intuitive relationships with them will serve as a catalyst for our own transformation and awakening. In this particular instance, a figure from mythology, Sedna, comes into action. The activation of Sedna's energy occurs in July at the time that Uranus transforms into Gemini. Sedna is a sea goddess who, when her hands were severed, underwent a transformation in which her fingers transformed into sea turtles, whales, and dolphins. The story she relates is about the frequency of love that is born of betrayal and the knowledge that is born of grief. And because Jupiter is currently in the sign of Cancer and Uranus is in conjunction with Sedna, this time period presents a wonderful chance for humanity to increase the frequency of its heart and become more receptive to guidance from both the depths of the ocean and from beyond the world. In light of these forces, it is imperative that we start looking not just at the heavens, but also at the earth and the ocean. Additionally, this is a time to delve deeper into oneself. The more we develop on a spiritual level, the more we need to pay attention not only to the messages that are flowing from above, but also to the ancient knowledge that is concealed below. Not only is this call the result of cosmic forces, but it is also indigenous, genuine, and deeply anchored in the earth. While we are being pulled higher by the universe, our forefathers are providing support for us from below, from our roots. In the course of this cycle, one of the most significant things you can do from an astrological perspective is to pay attention to the house in your natal chart that Jupiter is currently transiting. This is the patch of light that is uniquely yours. Opportunities, healings, and opportunities for progress that are associated with the themes of that house will become manifestations. Each sign is only occupied by Jupiter for a period of 1 year. In light of this, deliberate reflection on this time period has the potential to bring about major spiritual leaps. In the year 2025, the months of June and July are home to a number of significant spiritual gateways. The beginning of this process of deepening, which begins with Jupiter's shift into Cancer, will be accelerated by Uranus's entry into Gemini. And each of these transformations will be directly connected to the frequency at which you retain your energy, whether it be through rooting, adopting intuitive living, or reconnecting with ancient knowledge. These are the elements that are necessary for this cycle to continue. Prepare yourself, because this is not merely a transition, this is the point at which an awakening is about to take place. Moreover, the world is inviting you to look inward as well as to look upward at this moment. So what are the steps that you need to do in order to make this transition? Not only does each significant astrological transition produce resonance in the sky, but it also produces resonance in our own spiritual structure. When Jupiter moves into the sign of Cancer, it is a sign that it is time to let go of energies from the past, reinforce intentions that come from the heart, and align oneself with destiny. However, in order to come into alignment with this frequency, it is not enough to simply be aware of the knowledge. One must also act with awareness. At this point, in order to get ready for the new timeline that is waiting for you, you need to focus your heart rather than your mind. With the arrival of this transition phase, you are being reminded to be rather than to do. It is being required of you to evolve into a self that attracts with its existence and aligns with its frequency. This is in contrast to the self that is always striving, pushing, and chasing after goals. Now is the time for you to let go of the impulse to exert control over the outside world and instead establish your roots in the core of your own inner universe. This is due to the fact that universal rules are most effective for individuals who accept themselves in their current state. Increasing your frequency, altering your reality, and magnetically attracting the things you really want into your life are all things you should be doing right now. This is accomplished not via the use of thought, but rather by vibration. What you bring with you during this shift will be determined by the place where you store your energy on a regular basis. Fear, worry, and the need to exert control are all present. The emotions that you are experiencing come from the previous time frame. You need to let go of these heavy obligations right now, since that is the most important preparation you can make right now. This is due to the fact that the vibration of the past cannot be used to unlock the possibility of the future. In the event that things are not occurring, it is not because of your lack of resources. Rather, it is because you have not yet connected yourself energetically. Stop chasing after things, trying to force them, and attempting to mend them all the time. The most effective method for achieving your goals is to make room in your life for them to find their way to you. The hardcore solitude and surrender are the ingredients that give birth to this area. The universe functions by the use of void. When space is left empty, it is filled by the intelligence of the universe. Adjusting your frequency and making changes that are not only minor but also significant in your daily routines, meditations, and thinking patterns is something you should do right now. Make this intention known from the depths of your heart as soon as you open your eyes in the morning, before you even open your eyes altogether. I am holding my vibration in love all day today. I am making a conscious decision about my reality today. Mainly due to the fact that throughout this time period, intentions will swiftly resonate. Even your sentiments, along with your thoughts and words, will have the ability to become something. Additionally, during this time period, you should spend more time engaging in activities that elevate your heart frequency, such as engaging with nature, art, music, meditation, prayer, and water through contact. In addition to strengthening your field of attraction, all of these will bring you into alignment with your spiritual body. In addition to enhancing your intuition, the emotional depth that comes with having Cancer energy can also help you. It's possible that you'll become aware of indicators that you hadn't even seen before, that you'll get messages in your dreams, or that you'll suddenly experience a knowing silence within you. Believe in these. When there is silence, spiritual alignment takes place. The choice to heal is the most effective activity that can be taken for preparation. Think about these questions for yourself. Which feelings are they that continue to bind me to the past? Which of my connections are no longer beneficial to me? Yet how tough is it for me to let go of them? To what extent do certain cognitive patterns cause me to find myself stuck in the same cycle? You will be able to transition with the help of these answers. It is important to recognize and embrace them before letting go of them with love. In addition, opening your heart is the most holy approach to get ready for the shift, to live to other people and to yourself. Mainly due to the fact that Jupiter's journey through Cancer teaches growth not only via acquisition of information, but also through compassion, empathy, and feelings. It is now a moment of spiritual development for all of us. You are about to receive a reward from the universe. However, the first thing you need to do is stay true to your own frequency. This is your invitation not just to change, but to step into an entirely new reality, a higher quality of life, and a deeper version of who you truly are. Will you accept it? Or will you keep clinging to the frequency of the past, repeating cycles you've already outgrown? The choice is yours. But remember this: This time it's not just the stars calling you, it's your soul. Now that this new cycle has begun, your intuition becomes your compass. The era of seeking validation from the outside is fading. Your inner voice, wise, ancient, unmistakable, is rising. Can you hear it? Sit with yourself. Listen, especially to the feelings you can't explain. They carry messages. Every whisper in your chest, every strange pull in your belly, every moment of stillness. It all matters. Your soul is evolving, shifting toward a truth it's always known. And you're not alone. You'll start to meet others vibrating at your new frequency. The synchronicities will multiply. You'll know. Nothing is random now. Every encounter, every closed door, every coincidence is a breadcrumb leading you toward the next higher version of your path. Where one chapter ends, another begins, not just different, but elevated. So trust the flow, even if it feels unfamiliar. Your spirit already recognizes the way. This isn't just a transition, it's an emergence, a return to a reality that reflects the light you've been cultivating within. What awaits is unexpected beauty, deeper clarity, and a spiritual unfolding that's been patiently waiting for you to say yes. All you have to do is allow it. Comment "I choose peace" below to broadcast your intention into the universe. And if this message resonates, don't forget to subscribe and stay connected. Your journey is just beginning. See you in the next video.